Hello, I'm Alicia Hashem, and I'm here to join you today for a healing journey. Healing and the healing path is something that has been an important part of my life. For most of my life, I really struggled with a lot of health issues at a young age, and the Western model of treatment didn't really work for me. And there was just a lot of health issues within my family that I really wanted to address. And so when I was not able to kind of find the health and the wellness that I was looking for in going through the healing to the doctors and everything, then I started studying about just what it really means to heal and how we can take care of our wholeness and our well-being. And so now that's become my full-time job. I work with, for the last 10 years, I've worked with different companies and different individuals who bring health and wellness to the world, such as Nature's Way, Young Living, doTERRA, even companies like Purium will ask me to kind of come in and to work with some of these tools that are available to us. So today I'm going to kind of guide you through a Healing 101 session and really just talk about what it means for us to basically just live the most magical life that we possibly can. And, you know, when I look out at the world, like when I look on the news and on social media and just within our communities, like I see a lot of sick people and it makes me sad. And I know that there's other options that are available to us, but maybe some people haven't really accessed it. And so my hope is that in showing up for you here on this Monday session, that we can explore some of these ways to become more magical people so that you can kind of go out into the world, spread your love and light, and help other people who might be struggling to find wellness to shine some light into their lives. So grab your notebook, grab your oils. Let's go on a little journey together. And so if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes here because I want to make sure that I, cover some of these topics with you. So I just want to talk with you about what it actually means to heal. So like, what is the definition of healing? And so the healing is the process of our bodies regenerating. And our bodies are designed to regenerate themselves naturally. And so when, some people want this healing result like overnight, that's like a very common thing, right? But it took so long for our bodies to get to the state that they are. And so healing is a process. I don't believe that we're healed of anything overnight. It's a lifestyle. And it really takes time for our actual, on a cellular level, for our cells to regenerate themselves. And if there's unhealthy cells, it takes time for those cells to die off and to eventually be replaced by healthier cells in the body. So when we're talking about healing ourselves, what we're really doing is replacing portions of our cells and helping to encourage that healthy cellular response in the body. And so this is a two-part process. Things outside of us can support that process. So that's one of the things that I work with, like the herbal medicine, the dietary choices, some of the tools that we can bring in that support this process of being well and feeling amazing. But actually, true healing is an inside job. And really, it starts with belief that we can heal ourselves and empowerment. So I just want you to grab your pen and your notebook, and I want you to write down 3 to 5 words that mean healing to you. What is healing? When you say healing is, just write down 3 to 5 words that pop up. You can close your eyes and just really think about it. What does the word healing mean to you? I'll throw off a couple words your way. Wholeness. I see healing as wholeness. I see healing as very magical process, this sort of like divine light, this level of awareness and consciousness. So if you can, just type in the chat a couple of words that come up for you when you think of the word healing. I'd love to hear from some of you that are here watching this live or tuning into the recording. What is healing to you? And so another thing that I want to ask you is just say yourself these words, I can heal myself. Just close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and think about like a health issue. Like just think about your top, just one thing right now. What is your top healing goal for yourself? What's a health concern that's a focus or a priority for you right now? Just think about that. And when you say the words, I can heal myself, how does that feel to you? What do you see when you say those words? Does it bring about feelings of fear, feelings of doubt, or maybe feelings of pleasure? Just notice your belief level when you think the words and when you say to yourself, I can heal myself. So write it down, and if you can, write in the chat what comes up for you when you say that. For me, when I say the words I can heal myself, I feel like this like whoosh, this energy just like sits into my body. It's almost like all of my energy returns into me. It could be like a feeling of light that's coming over you. So just notice that. And if you can, type it in the chat, type it in the comments. What comes up for you when you say the words, I can heal myself? And so I'm looking in the chat right now and I see that a comment in saying that healing is supporting, connecting, wholeness, consciousness, awareness. And then also I'm seeing I feel wellness. I'm just going to mute background noise. Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to pop in. So the reason why I wanted to kind of just draw your attention to what it feels like to really think about what does healing mean and how do you feel when you say I can heal myself, is because we've never been taught to really pay attention to our bodies. And this is just our modern civilization and the way that the westernized medicine works. It really focuses on treatment, right? So patients, when they're trying to heal, what they're doing is managing and combating symptoms and fighting diseases. And a lot of times when we're fighting diseases, what's really happening is we're fighting ourselves. We're just in this endless cycle of treatment, and we're not actually going to the root cause of helping the body systems to regenerate themselves. So the way the body is, if you study the feet or like reflexology, or different like body modalities, the body's kind of like a Celtic knot. Like every part of the system is connected to the other. So for example, I have worked with a lot of heart patients and people who really struggle with like irregular heart patterns, chest pains, and a lot of different things. And in the modern Western society, like they'll send them to, they'll be like, okay, now you take these heart medications, and we're gonna go to work to treat this particular symptom. But what they don't often teach patients is that the digestive system is directly connected to the heart. And so a lot of times when people go to work at clearing the digestive system and really treating that and putting good, nourishing foods into that, then naturally these other parts of the body start to balance themselves out. And so that's part of what healing is. It's addressing your system as a whole and the body systems as a whole. It's not necessarily just looking at what are your symptoms, but it's going, hey, something's going on here in your body. Our body, when something is not right, it's going to speak up, right? And so it's kind of up to us to really explore this entire system to bring about balance. And, when a lot of times when a patient in the Western model gets into like the intention to heal, but they start getting treatment, it just becomes this endless cycle, right? Because they treat one thing and then usually they have to treat something else that's a side effect of treating that. And so it's part of their money model, because there's not money to be made for our Western doctors in people healing themselves. And so so what we want here in this group and with everybody here is healing. And so healing is to make whole and to restore your health. And I was looking up the treatments, or I was looking up the definition of treatment and the definition of healing. And so treatment is the management of patient care and combating symptoms. Whoa, that sounds really intense and really impersonal, right? Like we're going to manage you and we're going to fight your symptoms. And healing is, the definition of that is to make whole and to restore to wellness. So treatment is really focused on a disease specifically and fighting that disease. And healing is focused on nurturing a body system. So whenever we're going to look at what needs healing, you're going to look at what is the structure of that and what is the function of that structure. Okay, so if it's the brain, then you're going to look at what is the structure and what is the function, and then how can we support the body's natural process with that. So to me, and this path, and what's really helped me help thousands of other people on their health journey, is to discover the body part and to discover the structure and the function of that, and then how we can utilize these tools that are available to us to bring that wellness. So treatment is focused more on the negative side. How can we battle this demon that's causing you illness? And healing is focused on more of the wholeness and making you feel good. And we all know, as we've been talking about for a few weeks now, that whatever you focus on is going to expand. And so it's really important as we go through our healing process, as well as helping other people with their healing journey, that we really go to focus on the positive of what we want to create. And just to remember that when illness or infection or diseases or discomfort is showing up in the body, it's the voice of the body. So these things that I'm sharing with you right now, it's something that you can use for the rest of your life. And it's going to show up in different ways. Like when I first got on this healing journey, it was my digestive health, and it was going to work to bring that to balance, and so I use these same principles to go bring that wholeness back. And then, right now what I'm dealing with is back pain, and just really, trying to work through just different weeks of getting triggered with that. And, what I'm aware of as I go through my own healing process is like, our bodies are so numb. We're not taught to listen to our bodies. Like most people the doctors would be like, oh, here's a pain pill, right? Or go take some ibuprofen or whatever for your back. And it's like, but that's just treating the symptom. That's not, paying attention to why is my body, you know, reaching out to me. It's not getting what it needs to relax and to regenerate itself. And so silencing those symptoms by using like the Western medicine that's available to us is silencing the voice of the body. You're literally telling your body, shut up, right? And like, that's not okay. Like, we have this beautiful portal that's available to us, and it's a perfect system that's telling us exactly what we need. So I'm giving you full permission right now to believe in and listen to what your body is telling you. And really to just take the time to hear that. And if you're helping other people with their health goals, to help them to really listen to, why is this showing up right now? And really invite in time and commit to the process. The healing is not going to happen overnight. My back is not going to heal overnight. My digestive system did not, you know, my anxiety, all whatever it is that's coming up, it's not going to heal overnight. First, you have to hear what it is. Why is that coming up? And then you can start to make the changes and follow through with the guidance to just really set things straight in your life. And, you know, our body is a beautiful portal that's here to show us how in alignment we are with our well-being and our magical selves. And so if the voice is kind of screaming at us, then it's important for us to listen to. So I'm just going to kind of walk through a simple guide. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm just going to point out some of the key areas where you can start to listen to your body and help other people to listen to their bodies, and just feel empowered with the tools that are available to us to really help you stay on that path. So let me pull up my screen for you here. And I can share this document with you. It can be found online, and it's just really great for kind of helping yourself get on track with these different areas of health. So what I want to point out is that our, you know, as I've been saying, our wellness and our healing and our wholeness and kind of, you know, that well-being that we're seeking out is a lifestyle. And so if there's something going on, pretty much no matter what the health issue is, whether if it's like anxiety or depression, or maybe it's something more serious like an infection or an illness, or perhaps, you know, you're trying to figure out what the issue is, a good idea is to go ahead and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in some of these key wellness lifestyle areas. So one of them is eating right. So really just look at the nutrition and the fuel that you're putting into your body. Rate yourself in that area. Is there lots of whole foods and fruits and veggies? How about exercise? Do you have regular movement that, you know, kind of helps bring your body into a state of exercising to release endorphins, get your sweat going, you know, stretching it out? How's that going? Rate yourself. Hopefully that's happening every day. For most of us, it's not. The next area that's super important is sleep. Making sure you get those, you know, 8 hours of beauty rest to help your brain reset. So check in on that area. The other area you want to check in on is managing your stress. And how is that going? You know, is anxiety, depression, emotional problems an issue? So you rate that area. You're also going to rate toxicity. So do you use chemicals? Do you have lots of chemical cleaners or shampoos and conditioners? And a lot of times people are super sensitive to some of these chemicals that are in our foods and a lot of the stuff you get from the grocery store, and you don't even realize that this is causing, you know, some serious health problems. And, just kind of notice like how much herbal medicine are you bringing into your life on a daily basis, and you rate those areas. And then what I'll usually do is I'll just notice any gaps. Like for me, one of the areas that I struggle with is eating right. And hence I've had a lot of digestive issues, but it's because I'm busy. So I'll go out to eat a lot, and I'll just make quick foods that are super easy and doesn't always provide my body with enough like fresh ingredients. And so having vitamins is crucial. This is gonna give my body the fuel it needs, my brain the fuel it needs, all the omegas, the vitamins A to Z. Making smoothies, just really bringing some of these whole foods, superfoods into the daily wellness plan, like starting the day off, just kind of checking in with those areas. Um, some of the other areas that you can bring your herbs into is your metabolism and exercise, and just really helping your body to boost that metabolism so it can shed extra toxins. We use like Slim and Sassy oil. This is a metabolic boosting oil. You can also use oils like Deep Blue or Aroma Touch if you deal with a lot of pain, and so maybe the pain in your body is stopping you from exercising. So we kind of bring in some different oils that you can rub. Like for me, I'll rub them on my spine or the bottoms of my feet just to improve my ability to just move freely. You can also bring energizing herbs like Mito 2 Max into it, or Breathe essential oil. So sometimes we're not exercising because you're just lazy. And so you need those, energizing foods to kind of boost your motivation. A lot of people really struggle with emotional balance or, physical wellness because of lack of sleep. And so I definitely bring in my sleepy time herbs. Some of you have hung out with me in the evenings. We'll drink our kava kava tea, which is a really relaxing herb, or use serenity oil or lavender or marjoram just to relax the nervous system. And just, we're so busy in our daily lives, but really allow that opportunity to unplug and let everything relax. Emotional balance is super challenging in this like busy world that we live in. And a lot of people forget that we can bring in the plants to help with the emotional balance. And so different plant families are going to address different kinds of emotions. So if somebody is sluggish and kind of down and depressed, then they're going to want to bring in like citrus and mint and spice oils. And those are really going to invigorate the body, get everything flowing. And, we get stuck in these emotional ruts and these mental limited, operation modes because of what we've been through in our lives. And sometimes our nervous system just gets on this track. So we literally need these tools that are going to come in and kind of flush through all of the vessels of our nervous system. And so if somebody is kind of more like feeling vulnerable or depressed or sad, then oils like flowers and trees and roots and some of the herbs and grasses are going to be really good for just comforting, soothing, nourishing you. My favorite place to rub these oils is like on my ankles or on the bottoms of the feet to start the day off, to really just, kind of clear away any excess grief. For me, that's a lot of what I do. I'll kind of go back and forth. It's like I'll either be in a sad, bummed out mood, feeling, upset. And so then I'll bring in those flowers, and then sometimes you'll need a little citrus or mint or something to motivate you and kind of take you through that. And a lot of people gloss over the emotional balance, but emotions are everything. Like we have this really great guidebook that we use called Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. And it talks about how underlying all of our physical illnesses is an emotional like rut, basically. And these negative emotions kind of invite in our body to clench up and to tense up and to not feel good. And so we need some of these, plants to help our body digest through some of those unpleasant emotions. And it's amazing to see how physical healing takes place when it's addressed from that level. So if you have ever done a detox, then you know how powerful it can be to just do that filtering process to help your body regenerate itself. And this is super important because our body is a portal, right? It's a vessel, it's a sponge. It just holds on to whatever comes into contact with it. And so we need our cleansing herbs like lemon, geranium, oregano, thyme. A lot of these are really just going to help the body to let go of excess attachments and things that are trying to store in there. And cleansing is just, it's going to boost on physical levels too. So a lot of times if there is physical diseases that are showing up, then bringing in some of these cleansing herbs will just help support the body's natural process of eliminating those unhealthy cells and those unhealthy ingredients. So I like to add a little bit of lemon to my water every single day. And I'll even use certain things like the Terrazyme. And you take the enzymes on an empty stomach, and then what that will do is kind of eat up any nasty toxins in your body or extra cheese or gluten or whatever crap is kind of lingering in your gut. And one thing I want to mention about the citrus is they actually flatten a lot of the toxins that are in some of the chemicals we come into contact with. So it's just super important to use our plant allies because we have so much chemicals in our world. And with that being said, it becomes so important for our own physical, mental, and emotional health to bring in cleaner products into our lives. And so one of the things that we help people with doTERRA and some of these other companies is just having, ingredients that are not super toxic, like household cleaners, the On Guard cleaner, laundry detergent, facial care, hair care, toothpaste. They say that we come into contact with like thousands of chemicals within hours of being awake. And then, when I think about stuff like that, I'm like, no wonder why we're all so sick. We're just bombarded by all this crap all day. So the least we can do is just take command in our own household and to bring in some different things that can be cleaner. And so informed self-care is just really remembering that you have the power to heal your body. And once we, pay attention to what it's telling us, then we can give it what it needs to nourish those body systems. So if you're in pain, you can rub some oils like past tense or deep blue on to bring down the inflammation, to calm that inflammatory response in that nervous system. If you're feeling stressed out or anxious, just bringing in a little bit of lavender as your first line of defense. And of course, if you want to target specific, areas of your body, then we can help you with that. And you just kind of go to work at looking at, okay, well, what is it? Is it your respiratory system? And there's oils like peppermint and cardamom and lemon and eucalyptus, or maybe it's skin and nails or endocrine or your brain. And so you just really start to look at what are the herbs that nourish this body system. Like if somebody is having digestive issues, then you're going to want to look at what are the herbs that can support the pancreas, the liver, the gallbladder. And with the herbs, you customize your wellness plan. And so I just wanted to show that with you. I'm not going to go over the rest of this sheet because there's quite a few pages here. But basically from this point of looking through this, then what you're going to want to do is create a morning, afternoon, and evening daily wellness plan, and to really write down what are the things that you need to do in the morning to maintain that balance, in the evening in the afternoon. And so bringing this into your daily consciousness and your daily wellness plan is super crucial, just to bring out your own magical healing self by just remembering that we have these wonderful plant allies that are available to help the body to get what it needs so that we can listen to our body, not suppress the things that are popping up, but instead hear it and then start to take action accordingly by bringing in some of the different tools that are available to feed and nourish you. And so I wanted to bring this topic of Healing 101 to us today because right now it is the equinox and we're going through the equinox portal. So this is a really important opportunity for the body to cleanse, to clear, to regenerate. We're moving into the cycle of a new season ahead. So this is really great to kind of assess, where are you at with your healing journey? What needs your focus? What needs your attention? And start to create your plan for the winter of all the different herbs, all the different, practices that you're going to bring into your daily life so that this autumn is amazing. And so that kind of fulfills this portion. I'm going to take a peek at the chats here just to see what, if anything came through. Okay, I'm glad that you're feeling wellness. And so I am going to open up the space to those of you who are here right now, and I want to hear some of your thoughts and the things that are coming to the surface. And while you're thinking of if you want to share or declare about what's coming up for you in your health or in your business, I'm going to shuffle some cards. And so today I brought this deck of the magical messages from the fairies. And so we're going to receive a little message. I'm going to just close my eyes for a minute and I'm just going to think about your healing and your wholeness. And what is a message from the fairies? And the reason why I chose the deck of the fairies is because the fairies represent our connection to the elemental kingdom and to this earth. And so with all I shared with you today, this is an earth-based practice. We're just helping ourselves get back in touch with this planet that we call home and how our bodies are connected to it and what we need to be doing to be more clear channels and more clear portals as we go about our week ahead. And let's see what the fairies have to say. Oh, I love this. Okay. So the fairies are saying to let go. Let go. It's a really beautiful card. And it says, as you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Let go. Let's see if you can see that well. And just let it go. I like to also think of letting go as forgiveness too. Like where do you need to forgive? Where do you need to just allow the energy to flow? It could be forgiving others, it could be forgiving yourself. And, I was thinking about the whole topic of forgiveness this morning and letting go. And it's like forgiveness is like this dam, or non-forgiveness or resentment, or when we're feeling that, it's like it blocks this free flow of energy moving through us. And so much of the healing process that I was just talking with you about, really, like, forgiveness is a big root in that, and letting go and trusting in the universe that it's going to take care of everything. So this card is saying that the fairies and the entire universe understand your desire and needs, and they've been trying to bring them to you. You can help your prayers be answered by letting go of the need to control the details or know the future outcome of this situation. The more that you can just relax and trust, the faster everything will resolve in a positive fashion. The universe's plans and standards for you exceed your own, so it's best to lean upon this divine wisdom and allow it to unfold in a perfect way. If you need to experiment with letting go, you can always take back control. However, the fairies are sure that you'll like the results of releasing and will adopt it as a new healthy lifestyle. So it's saying you have nothing to worry about and everything's going to work out for the best. Maintain a positive outlook to attract a positive outcome. Attend 12-step meetings to get help with an addiction. Spend time outdoors to reconnect with God. Have faith. When you're learning a new skill, trust your body's innate abilities. And instead of overanalyzing a situation, listen to your heart. So just take what part resonates for you about that. But I feel that this letting go process is a big, huge part in manifesting our goals and desires, right? Because sometimes we have like this thing like, oh, especially because I know everyone here is like building your own business and on that entrepreneurial path. So sometimes we're like, okay, I want to manifest this thing. Oh my gosh, you know, and we're like so hyper focused on it. And there's this element of just releasing it and trusting in the universe and just going, okay, this is what I want to manifest, and just let it go and just trust that it's all going to be taken care of. Right. And that's part of like our spirituality, kind of like that's basically saying like, I basically am trusting that God is going to like take care of this. Like, you got this. This is what I want. And then just sit back and let yourself be guided towards the actions that present themselves rather than just, you know, get hyper focused on exactly how you want it to turn out. Just trust. Okay, well, I have gone on for quite a bit here, and I would love to hear some other voices in the mix. Does anyone have any thoughts and inspirations that are coming up for you right now?